Andy, you wanted a tough game, you got one.
Yeah, we made it a tough game, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, obviously the first and appropriate thing to say is congratulations to Argentina. They thoroughly deserve to win the Test match. I thought they capitalised very well on the back of quite a few errors from us, obviously. So congratulations to them, and I'm sure that's a big moment in Argentina history.
They are the fifth best side in the world against a very good scratch side, but effectively a scratch side. So actually 4 points difference. I mean,
look, you can try and throw it all around and say, we had plenty of opportunities and we should have done better to convert that. But the whole story of the game is that we compounded too many errors, and in the end wasn't able to put the pace on the game that we wanted to because of that.
Is it simple as familiarity time together?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't give that excuse. It's, we need to be better than that. It is what it is. It's the Lions players, good players coming together. Of course, we ask a lot of them, and maybe we put too much pressure on the side because he certainly looked like we was a little bit disconnected at times. But look, I mean, we'll review what we said we was going to own, and then we need to make sure that we get something positive from that, because it's all about how we move forward.
And speaking of positive, what were the positives as far as you were concerned in our season?
I think some people, some players will have done themselves proud, and they'll be hurting for the team because they're all team players. But some people will be happy, and obviously others won't, and be dying to get another chance out there. But look, we know where we're at. We're underway, so we've got to learn a lot of lessons from that.
Maro as captain, and just some thoughts on the evening and the game itself.
Well, with regards to the evening, it was a spectacular occasion. I thought the fans were amazing. I think they gave us a glimpse of what to expect in Australia. And in terms of the game, it was, just reiterating what Andy just said. We gave ourselves numerous opportunities, but we weren't accurate enough at times, and we probably weren't consistent enough in terms of piling pressure on Argentina.
A couple of lineouts looked a little clunky. Maybe that's the best word for it. You're obviously out there. What did you put that down to?
I think we're just finding our rhythm. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it quite as smooth as we wanted it. We wanted it to today, but we'll definitely get better. We'll review, we'll learn the lessons, and we'll get better.
As Andy just said, is lineouts? There's lots of moving parts to lineouts. It's far more complicated than just throw, lift, catch, whatever. Is that something that is going to come with time?
I think as we improve our relationships, as we spend more and more time together training and understanding each other's triggers, that will come. So it's just no excuses. We should have been better today. We should have been more accurate today. But as with other areas of the game, we'll learn and get better together.
Andy, just finally, obviously get on the plane tomorrow. We've had bumps and bruises through it. We saw James and Gibson Park at the community event this morning, running, sprinting. Is everyone where they need to be able to get on the plane tomorrow, that there are no significant injury issues?
Yeah, I mean, health-wise, we seem to have come through okay. A few lads cramping, which says quite a bit of where we're at. But other than that, it looks all good, unless somebody wakes up with an injury, which obviously can do. But no, on that front, it looks all good.
Thank you. And what sort of response do you want to see from your players which touch down Australia?
Well, obviously a better whole-round performance. I mean, you can single out one thing, but it's not just one thing. It's a compounding of quite a few bits. I mean, the amount of balls that we threw blindly either to the opposition or on the floor, you know, it's probably a standout. But then if you combine that with the kicking game, the aerial battle, and what is disappointed is, you know, scraps on the floor from that type of battle. It always seemed to go to Argentina. So there's a bit of fight and hunger from them that we can't accept. And then you combine some stuff at the breakdown, or whether it be the line out or whatever, and it's too much. It's too much when it all comes together. It's just compounding, isn't it? And you know, there's a reason why people do get cramp or look a bit tired and not able to capitalise on opportunities that you have created. It's because probably subconsciously you're suppressing yourself a little bit with the compounded errors. So it obviously needs to be addressed.
Will be easy to sugarcoat this and write it off as first game and all that sort of stuff. You're clearly not doing that. Is that the kind of message you give to the players as well?
Oh, we won't sugarcoat anything. We need to be honest, because if we're not honest, then how do we gain trust with each other? So we have to say it as it is, and you know, there are certain things that we said we were going to do. We need to own that and review that properly.
Andy, now that the first game's out of the way, how have you just found these last couple of weeks, and how different?
I hate that, out of the way. You know, like honestly, like yeah, losing hurts. Losing hurts, especially in this jersey, you know. So we need to find the solutions pretty quickly. Be honest with ourselves, because there has to be some good come from this.
How have you found these last 2 weeks, and how different has it felt to say starting a campaign for 6 Nations or some series in Ireland?
Oh look, it's obviously been very different. Lads coming in. You don't quite know who is coming in, and then when people come in, you deal with that, and obviously, you know, the finalists coming in after that, and you've effectively got two sets of players that are on completely different timescales, etc. But that's the nature of what's ahead of us as well. You know, you got to deal with the jet lag first and foremost, but then the games come thick and fast. So it's never going to be what we used to. So over the last couple of weeks, I think that sets us in good stead as far as the rhythm or lack of it.
Because we want to take a few very good written questions now within the time, seeing as we're kind of just going through it, or do you want to just keep it all live? Keep it all live? Okay.
Andy, you kind of maybe left the door open when the squad got announced for maybe a couple of more additions. I was kind of wondering, before you guys fly out, are you thinking of anything like that? Maybe adding anyone else, any more players to the squad before you head off to Australia?
We'll review that this evening and in the morning and see where we're at. But you know, we don't need to be just gung ho with that. We need to see what happens along the way. As we know, history tells us there's always something that happens on these type of tours.
And you'll be kind of looking for some positives as well, but maybe good for kind of someone like Finn Smith, who kind of had a decent game, to kind of get like a full game under his belt as well with those lads. Kind of that's going to stand to him, isn't it?
And you know, one of the reasons I'm gutted is because there's 14 lads that's getting the cap for playing for the British and Irish Lions for the first time, and you know, there's disappointment there, but the experience will stand to them.
Scrum went quite well.
It did.
One element you're pretty pleased with?
It was aggressive. You know, the lads who started the game, especially, they were aggressive and good, and had Argentina under the pump a few times. So yeah, very pleased with that.
On that side of things as well, just in terms of one specific player, we saw the clip of you talking about Finlay Bealham earlier in the week. He was part of that really good scrum, but had to do an enormous amount of defensive work out there as well this evening.
Yeah, because of that's what happens when you make so many errors. But yeah, I thought himself and Ellis were really good today.
And the attacking system looked very similar to what you're trying to do with Ireland. Could you just talk a little bit about how you thought that went?
Clunky. I thought it created quite a bit at times, but weren't able to finish it off. again, when you try and force too many passes like that, I suppose subconsciously you lose a bit of fight and a bit of edge because of that. So, look, this is completely new to this side. So we expect it to be better, but we're at where we're at, so we need to address that.
One of those sort of break and play, we saw Lions legends up on the TV. Do you think that the weight of the jersey might have played a bit of a role today, and it will be something which people will have to adjust to?
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, it's something that goes through your mind, but you know, we've got to own that. We've got to take responsibility for that. We are the Lions. We are the British and Irish Lions. So we've got to own the right to take that jersey forward. It shouldn't be heavy. We've got brilliant players within our squad, and they need to embrace that.
Andy, I think talking out of the players, how do you feel you did tonight?
Obviously not good enough. I obviously always take full responsibility. That's my role. It doesn't matter what department or whatever. I mean, I'm in charge of the job lot. So it obviously wasn't good enough, and I need to be better.
Question from Aaron, Killian here. I'm just wondering, captain England, club side as well. How does it feel like stepping out today, captain the Lions? Is there anything different? How does it feel like gelling all the players, I guess, together, coming from different sides? What's that like for you?
No, it's been and it was a complete honour. To be in this position is, you know, I'm really humbled by the role, and I feel very fortunate to be here. But ultimately, it's not really about me. It's not about my it's not about me and my personal ambition. What is most important is the team and getting results for the team.
And do you think there's a mindset change in coming in, trying to gel everyone together in a team like the Lions as versus like the England camp?
As I said during the week, you know, every team presents its own different challenges and opportunities. With the Lions, you have probably a higher quality of player. You have a probably more experienced player, and fortunately with the Lions, which perhaps not to say is not the same, but it's probably heightened with the Lions. Everyone's desperate to be here. Everyone wants to be here. So everyone wants to socialise. Everyone wants to engage with other people. So hopefully that'll put us in good stead for the future.
Thank you.
So Andy, obviously it's quite downcast tonight, but just thinking back to when you were 16-year-old making your debut for Wigan against Keighley, could you ever imagine that this is where things would end up?
Where are you from?
Keighley.
I love Keighley. Probably not as a 16-year-old, no, is the truth to it. But there's been plenty of water that's gone under the bridge since then.